Hello and welcome. In this video I'm going to talk about LoreRim 2.0. It's a Wabbajack Modlist by Biggie Boss. Timestamps are going to be in the description if you want to jump around. So Wabbajack has about 50 mod lists, and you want to know if this list here is worth your time to download because it actually is very large in size. I only want to give a general overview so you can use that to make your own decisions. And if I go too comprehensive, it's gonna take hours to go through this because this mod list has 3,400 plus mods. Okay, so on the agenda we'll go through some visual and atmospheric stuff, performance and requirements, as well as some included mods that I really like in there, and some common install error that you might get. You probably will get it. I'll take you to some beautiful places in Skyrim for some sightseeing, and then we'll briefly go through the combat. Just got killed by a mud crab, man. I wasn't ready for it. Alright. So system requirement, you're going to need quite a powerful system. The minimum is probably an RTX 3060. So right now I'm using an RTX 4070 Super. It is basically just stock settings, nothing has been changed. And depending on the area, I'm getting between, it could be 45 FPS up to 60 plus FPS. It really depends on the area. And the mod comes for you with a few presets right out the box. You can get the performance preset, normal preset, and the ultra preset. The ultra preset is the one that has default ENB enabled. The ENB right now you're seeing is a cabbage ENB, but it is modified by Biggie. It says Biggie cut. I'm guessing that is modified. It looks great. Performance wise, I think it's slightly better than the original cabbage. That's quite heavy. You can switch to different presets, such as the performance one, but that's gonna turn off the ENB. And so if you really like ENB, which changes so much of the visual, then performance is not gonna be for you. You're gonna have to go for ultra or around that area. But your FPS is probably going to tank down to like half. That's just the nature of the ENB. Of ENBs in general, it's not just this mod list. Ultra wide option is available, but I haven't tested that out yet. Right now I'm just using 2560 by 1440p. And if you are getting performance issues, you can actually lower down your resolution using either NVIDIA or the Windows display setting. You can change it down to 1080. I mean, this mod list is already so beautiful anyway. It's really hard to tell the difference. 2560 versus 1080, especially if you sit far away. This is a perfect mod list for if you are like the type to kind of want to tinker around with mods. Because many of the mods that come in here, of course, they take a long time to install manually, especially for new beginners. There's something called D menu, which basically allows you to look through a bunch of all the files and get the armor and weapon from there without having to look up the console commands for it if you're on PC, so it's really valuable. And of course, CBBE is by default, and there's actually a preset that's really good. You know, my character doesn't have a lot of cake, but you know, she has enough cake and stuff for it to look really good and realistic. It's not like the other body slides where they have like a huge dump truck and out of proportion. Alright, so the grass mod installed is Skoglendi. This is gonna depend on your personal taste, so I don't think there's any bad grass mod. It's gonna depend on your visual preference. So of course, you know, you can change the different mods if you want. Just make sure you pay attention to the load order. Do it one at a time. But overall, I mean, look at those mountains. They're absolutely breathtaking. And of course, if you're going to try to modify some mods such as grass, make sure you create a new profile in Mod Organizer. That way, if you mess it up, you can delete it and just revert back and do whatever you want, test some more and create a new profile. In terms of starting a new game, you have alternate start, live another life, and then there's another extension that kind of adds more to alternate start. It's 2 mods there. So essentially, you're not starting in beginning with Helgen and stuff. You can pick and choose wherever you want. You can start as a soldier in the army, or you can be a outlaw in the wilds, and a bunch of different places here. Oh, you can do a little beggar. I was attacked by a dragon. There's so many in here. So for this one, you got caught crossing the border illegally. This is the vanilla start. Patron at a local inn. Okay, let's do that. Like, I think for that one, you're gonna start off being maybe drunk or something. Oh, nice. You can start at different places as well too. Okay, so we'll go to Falkreath. I don't know why, but every time I see that, my friends are like, yeah, let's go to Falkreath. Yeah, so we're at the inn and we can actually exit out into Falkreath. Yeah, so the EMB really adds in some... Wow, look at that. Character customization is probably one of the most fun in modding Skyrim here. You can literally spend hours on here, and I did, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people do too. So you get this erase menu, you can go to the preset and you can load a preset from a different save, from a different version of another, save game that you have. Just make sure you export it, and then in order to load up a preset, click on the preset and find the ones that you put in here. This is in the directory. If you're gonna get sliders from Nexus mods, just make sure that first, you pick the sex, right? Just make sure they're sex. And of course the proper race, because sometimes, I don't know, it gets a little bit funky if it's the wrong one. And very important, if you're gonna use high poly head as one of the mods, then you gotta make sure you choose this proper area. Otherwise the head is just not gonna load up correctly. You see right here a different face part. Just make sure you choose the right one. Okay, and then you go to preset, make sure you press load preset, find the preset here that you want. And then make sure you go to the scope area and also load or import the head. And there you go, you should be able to get the ones you want from Nexus mod. Bro, why does she have chest hair? Or whatever that is on her chest. I don't know what's going on there. Okay, and then once we're done with all that stuff, we just press done, name the character, and then, yep. There we go, and then immediately, there are a few things you need to know before downloading this mod list. First and foremost, it requires Anniversary Edition. Fortunately, at the making of this video, August 11, 2024, it is on sale on Steam for 50% off. Bro, he's drinking? Wait, what? What? So the combat has changed using Requiem, and many aspects of the game will be more difficult, especially the combat. I mean, Requiem, the name itself, the word wrecked is built right into the name. So yeah, you're gonna get wrecked. Everybody will. So if you like combat overhaul, yes, you're gonna love this mod. And speaking of which, you guys wanna see the difficulty of the combat? There's two? Okay, go. Let's see. That's it. So combat wise, it's used in Sekiro, which you can see though, every time you block, it has that little sparkly fire effect. That's pretty cool. So comparatively speaking to the vanilla combat, it feels better because there's a lot. It feels like there's more weight. And obviously right now I'm using God modes just so you can see it. Otherwise I'm gonna get my ass handed to me. So it does take a little bit of getting used to. There's also an aggressive NPC kind of AI where they are more aggressive as well. I mean, overall the combat feels good. It has a weight. It has more of a... It feels, that feel when you swing a weapon? Whereas if you play games like Elder Scrolls Online, for example, it just... when you swing a weapon, it feels like you're hitting somebody with a wet pool of spaghetti noodle. Okay, check out the spider. Yep. I'm gonna turn on God mode so you guys can see a little bit of more of the combat. Every single time you block. And holding block just takes up so much of your stamina. Looks like he's level 6. The one thing is that also the enemies, they kind of run away and then to kind of bait you. And then they come back and attack again. So you can't just sit there and start whacking them, You have to kind of make an adjustment. And so it's like sometimes you'll swing your sword, and then during that moment, they'll back off, and then you'll miss it. Okay, so let's visit some nice places here, some of my favorite places. So Whiterun is right here. We're gonna go around southwest of it to Oakwood, and around this area to the west side. This one is called, it might be some Fisherman's Village. Yeah, there's just something really serene about this place. It's like secluded mostly. Oh yeah, there is some difference here. There's Some mods they add in the houses over there, but the sky and everything looks so beautiful. Let's go ahead and change that to a different time. Let's see what it looks like. Yep, just as lovely as I remember from a long time ago. Alright, so orientation, Whiterun, down here to Ancestor Glade at the bottom. And look at this beautiful place. My legs always kind of shake a little every time I reach the edge here. It's so crazy. Oh, I just got bitten by an ant. Oh my god. Okay, right now we are east of McCarth, right here. Near this farm. Let's go ahead and check it out. Look at that lighting. Oh my god. It's like once you start playing with EMBs, it's really kind of very difficult to turn it off. It just changes so much of the visuals. Although your FPS just like goes down the drain. I'm gonna start approaching that fire. I'm pretty sure my FPS is gonna. Oh no, it's not that bad. I thought fire was gonna do something crazy. Nothing feels as amazing as just getting to the very top of Skyrim and just seeing these majestic mountains. Watch your foot in. So we are now in Ivarstead, west of Riften, and it's probably, I would say, one of the most beautiful places because of just the trees. There's something very homey I always feel every time I look at these kind of birch type of trees. The different kind of leaves. Wow. Oh, I see a bear fighting a wolf or some animal. Who's gonna win? Oh, he ran away. Oh my god. Oh. It's times like this that makes you appreciate modded Skyrim so much. And all the hard work that everybody else puts into this is wow. Yeah, that was one hit. It's wild though. In terms of FPS, yeah. Okay, so there is a common error that you might get when you're trying to install this mod list, and it'll say something like unable to download data underscore ccb something SSSE, and it'll say mudcrab or elven. There's many variations of it. This is because you do not have the anniversary edition, which is required by this mod list. Here's how to fix it. Even if you already done this step, you need to do it again because sometimes the first time it won't properly download the proper file. Alright, so you go to the original Skyrim, okay, the special edition, not through the Modlist launcher. Okay, so you get to the creation menu, click that. At the very bottom of the screen, just go to options, and you want to click again, download all creations in my library, download all owned creation clubs. Then you want to go ahead and do the update all installed creations. Then once you're done with that, you're not done yet. Very important, next up. So you need to go to search here. So in here, you're going to find whatever the error is giving you. So usually it'll say mudcrab for the error. So I'll type in mudcrab here, search. It's this one right here that's usually missing or some equivalent, depending on what the error says. So I'm going to click on this. And if it says install, that means you're good. But when I first did this, it did not say install. It said download, which meant it never downloaded during the first time. So you need to click this, install it. So you're gonna do the same for whatever Wabbajack says in the error. Then another one, it'll say something like elven. It's this one right here that's usually not downloaded as well. Mine says installed right now. That's because I did it already manually. But if it doesn't say install, then you need to manually download it. So after you finish, then you can press the get out of here. It'll say we're gonna reload the load order. Say yes, say okay, and then exit out of here, and you should be able to load your Modlist installation steps again. Alright, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next video.